In the murderous world of organized crime, La Cosa Nostra, the Italian mafia, ruled New York in the 1980s with an iron fist. Of the 5 families, one of the most powerful was the Gambinos, named after Carlo Gambino, and before his death, he would turn the leadership over to Big Paul Castellano. This would be the beginning of the end for Big Paul, and the leader who would emerge would become known as the Teflon Don, or the Dapper Don, John Gotti. His reign would be cut short as well, as he was turned on by his own underboss, Sammy the Bull Gravano, who would break the mob's code of silence and testify for the government, putting Gotti behind bars for life. John Joseph Gotti Jr. was born in 1940 in the Bronx borough of New York and one of 13 children. 5 members of the Gotti family would join the mafia, and by 1966, John had gotten married and been to jail twice. John would start doing small, various criminal activities for the Gambinos, including theft, robbery, and truck hijackings at the airport. He moved up fast after he murdered another gangster who had killed the nephew of Carlo Gambino. The murder was botched, though, as there were witnesses. Gotti would be arrested and sentenced to 4 years for manslaughter. When Carlo Gambino died in 1976, he named Paul Castellano as his successor, though Gotti thought the title should have gone to his mentor, Aniello della Croce, who was known as a street guy, as opposed to Paul's white-collar type of criminal. When Gotti got out of jail, he found himself answering to Big Paul, a man he never respected. It was around this time that John worked and became friends with Sammy the Bull. Salvatore Gravano was born in 1945 in Brooklyn, New York, and got his nickname Fighting when a group of kids stole his bicycle. According to the made men of the neighborhood, he fought like a bull and got his bike back. After dropping out of school and spending time in the army, Gravano started working for the Colombo crime family. He switched families and joined the Gambinos in 1976. Gravano made his reputation by carrying out murders he'd been ordered to commit for the mob, including his own brother-in-law. He also made millions of dollars from his construction companies, and once bragged that at one point, nothing was built in New York without his say-so. An unsanctioned murder by Gravano over an argument regarding his sale of a nightclub would almost lead to his own murder by orders from Big Paul, but Sammy was able to talk himself out of it. Barely. Gravano and Gotti connected through their mutual dislike of Castellano, and with the two of them working together, Big Paul Castellano's assassination took place December 1985 outside of Sparks Steakhouse. A month later, John Gotti became head of the Gambino crime family, with Sammy the Bull as his underboss. After the government attempted to imprison Gotti on RICO charges and trials that were unsuccessful, the FBI got their huge break when Gotti and Gravano got arrested in 1990 in New York's Little Italy. The FBI had Gotti talking on a wire, calling Sammy the Bull a killing machine, who murdered constantly for his own benefit, not the benefit of the family. Gravano felt that since Gotti had betrayed him first, his loyalty to the mafia and Gotti was over. Sammy the Bull Gravano testified for the government, and 9 days later, he'd admitted to 19 murders, talked about the 10 that Gotti had committed, and implicated 40 other mafia soldiers for their crimes. Gravano was the highest-ranking member of the mob who had ever turned state's witness. In April of 1992, Gotti was sentenced to life in prison. Sammy the Bull got 5 years, but only served 1 before going into the Witness Protection Program. John Gotti died from cancer in 2002. Gravano left witness protection, only to be arrested dealing drugs with 40 other people in Arizona, including his ex-wife and adult kids. He went to jail from the year 2000 up until he was released in 2017, and today, Sammy the Bull Gravano hosts a podcast and YouTube channel about his life in the mafia.